Greetings and welcome. It works best when you unmute the Dane button. And across from me in another dimension in this house, laughing at me behind my back probably, is the lovely Sirlana. How are you, Sirlana?
I'm trying not to laugh at you, but it is pretty funny that
Well,
you got angry about an hour ago. So,
I'm still
not at
upset.
me, just at stuff.
Well, I guess what it is that it's frustrating being the IT guru that I am, and I can't seem to solve this stupid problem we've been having, and it is what it is, I guess. Well, fortunately for the Space Cadets, I was able to upload a video that I had in the archives on my computer. A what if, not what if, but would you rather episode, and that's on Facebook and it's on YouTube. So they did get a little bit of Space Boy Universe today beyond what happened earlier when we were talking, and I guess Brian Anderson and K28 was there, and they got to witness it in all its glory. So.
Yeah, little dumpster fire there.
Solana, I was watching the old YouTubes the other day and came across Clownfish TV, Geeky Sparkles, and I can't think of his name, and please forgive me. But they were talking about Amazon, and I brought it up to your attention too.
Yes, I have that up. I was looking at an article about that. I'm looking at a site that says lawsuit reminds us we don't own content purchased on Amazon Prime Video. You know that huge library of movies you have, not to
Hmm.
mention TV. Um, you don't actually own it. It's kind of more like you're long term renting it until as long as it's available. Even though you purchased it, not rented.
Now, let me ask you this: do you recall me making the leap from media to digital media?
Yeah, and because everybody's saying, physical media is gone, it's dead. Don't bother with that DVD. Well, I also think DVD production went way down because of that too. So I don't know if you could buy a DVD of your favorite TV show or your favorite movie that has come out in the last 5 years.
Well, it's all probably it's Blu-ray or nothing
Those
else.
are on Blu-ray.
Uh,
Well, so what the deal is, Amazon was sued in April by a California resident, and she claimed Amazon's Prime service misleads consumers because sometimes that video content might later become unavailable if, and this is it, a third party's rights holder revokes or modifies Amazon's license.
yeah,
So it's not Amazon being a dick.
uh,
It's the person. It's the corporation that owns the content.
and here's a good situation here to illuminate that. And obviously, I'm going to start jabbing at Disney about it because it all kind of comes back to Disney. Now, everyone about our age remembers the movie Song of the South and Dumbo and
That is a different issue.
no, but
That's them going back and censoring and rewriting history.
yeah, but I have a problem with that. I do have a big problem with that because
You'll never see that again as in its original form if you don't have a DVD from back then.
like for example, the in Dumbo it had the crows, and
Mhm.
I guess that was definitely a reference to Jim Crow laws, and um,
No, it was how they were acting and talking.
well,
It had nothing to do with the crow laws.
no, 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 no. I disagree with you. I think that it was just a way. I mean, on one end, I do agree with what you're saying, but on the other end, I think that it was making a connection to what was happening in America at that time. Now, here's what I have a problem is that, and especially when it comes to back to history in general, because
Maybe you're right there. I just looked it up. I have facts on it.
oh, I appreciate it. Do I have to refer back to that our initial argument about your husband's right?
Um, I didn't want to get sidelined into that, and we just had our 14th wedding anniversary yesterday, so let's not taint things, please.
Anyway, so going back to what I was saying, and what was I saying? I was saying that I have a problem with the history being rewritten because it's the moment we start forgetting history, we're
But
doomed to repeat it.
what does that have to do with you not owning your own digital content.
Well, I wanted to just make an editorial comment about not being censored out of content. For
That is
example,
a separate issue from
hold,
this.
hold, hold,
Let's
hold,
finish this one, and
hold
then
on.
we can.
I'm getting to that point. Please give me a chance to make my point. The point is that I own content, and that content can be overwritten with a new version of something, and I don't get to have any say on it because I've purchased that content at that time because of the content I wanted to view and watch. And now I'm being censored in a way to where if a company gets all butthurt because they don't agree with what's going on in the movie, then they can change it and make it totally different.
Or they can yank it off the
Or
platform
yeah,
completely. Let's
yeah,
say we purchased it, and they're like, "Well, we found out that this offends certain people, so we're going to alter it." Yank it. Like, well, I didn't purchase that. I get what you're saying, but um, to further with this, Amazon says, Amazon Prime says, the ability of purchase digital content will generally continue to be available for download or stream from their service, but it might become unavailable due to potential provider licensing restrictions for other reasons. So sometimes you'll get something on there and like, oh, that's awesome. You'll buy it, and then some other entity like Disney comes along saying, no more of these films on your platform because we own them and want them on our platform.
right.
That's that money gone. And I don't think they give you your money back.
No. Here's another good example. Disney Plus has the Mulan thing. Initially, they put it out there, and you had to pay $30 to watch the dang movie.
In
Um,
addition to you're already paying for the streaming
the
service.
streaming service, and what gets me is you're paying $30 for something, and this is where I feel like you're gonna start doing this and taking my money away, then you really need to drop the price down to make it to where it's more because you're not paying for the packaging, you're not paying for the physical media that you used to create. I could see before where you could buy the movie and you get all these special features and all that great stuff, and now you're going to be taking that stuff away from me, and just
Well, I'm
because.
hoping they learn their lesson not to do that again, not to charge extra for something that isn't, that I heard wasn't even that good compared to the original animated one.
I get. Gives me the feeling is that if this is going to go down this way, people are going to go back into pirating. I think we're going to see an increase in
They
pirating.
they never stopped. They just
Well,
had to get real sneaky about it.
I
Real sneaky.
I think that you'll definitely see an increase of pirating, though. I mean, sure, you got a certain level of pirating already. I mean, don't get me wrong. I understand the status quo. I understand the deep web and the crap that goes down on that. But quite frankly, I'm really pissed off because I made this leap into buying digital media for the simple fact otherwise our house would be full of DVDs and Blu-rays right now.
Well, we do have three or four plastic tubs full of them.
Hmm.
Most are yours. I think I have half of a tub
Hmm.
that I brought into this marriage. Yeah.
I mean, I've liked the fact that I've been able to take my movies with me, via my iPhone, and be able to watch movies I've purchased. And so I have to agree that this is wrong, and
Well, it says on here, and this is already written into Amazon Prime Video, this terms of use, Amazon will not be liable to you, the consumer, if purchased digital content becomes unavailable for further downloading or streaming. So they've got their get out of jail free clause.
well,
So this lawsuit ain't going to go nowhere, is basically what's going to happen. And listen to this. Can you hear this? Can you hear this? That's me closing a DVD case. It's just happened to be sitting in front of me of a movie we got for $8 that was previewed on DVD from Blockbuster Video. There's a name you haven't heard in 100,000 years. People are starting to miss, I think, Blockbuster because of. We won't get into this. What Netflix
Oh,
done recently,
well,
and there's really no details on
fooey,
that.
fooey on them.
Yeah, they're not they're hurting, but they aren't hurting enough. They need to hurt more. So, like I said, availability of purchase digital content will generally continue to be available as long as Sony or Fox doesn't, these big names that own the studios that own the content
Hmm.
or the production company that produced that TV show, if they decide, oh, we only want this on Showtime or HBO now, take it off of here. We don't want these services,
Well,
streaming.
you're pretty much saying that basically, depending on the company that owns the thing, and then let's say, like for example, let's just say NBC for example, they have all these TV shows that they've done for NBC, correct? And now they've got the Peacock streaming service where they've been yanking certain things from different streaming places so that they can have their own streaming service. So it could be my concern. My concern is that for the longest time, Amazon has been able to like do just about every streaming service. In fact, they've got the HBO, they've got your, although they don't have HBO Max on there. I had to go somewhere else to get that, but they have your
They let you
CBS.
purchase these things through their application,
Right.
basically, these subscriptions,
Hmm.
which is
So,
nice.
but anyway, I'm not happy with this, and I don't see this going to be tolerated by the multitude of people that have put down the money to build a library
But
online.
but I don't put this on Amazon. They're they've purchased the license for this content, and if the licensor has
Well,
is wants it to take it back, there's nothing Amazon can do about it.
no, but my beef will be with those who you know.
Yeah.
Mhm. So,
So
but yeah.
I would say if you've got some content there you love and there's no physical media, just go in there and watch it while it's still there. Watch it once a month for the rest of your life, so you'll never ever forget it. Watch it 10 times, so at least you get, if you purchased a whole season of something, make sure you watch it as many times to get your money's worth out of it, like 2-year-olds do with their movie.
Well, I've always told you how I end up buying movies is basically if the price is within $16, which is two $8 tickets to the movies, then and if it's close to that price, then I'll go ahead and purchase the digital copy because that's how much I would have spent, if not more, when you factor in the snacks because you got to have a bunch of crunch with popcorn and all that good stuff and a biz drink and but that's how I factor in. If it's within $20, then I will usually buy the movie because it's economically viable for me to do it. That's why I've
So,
been. Go ahead.
I was going to ask you, since we're talking about sort of like, streaming and media, without giving spoilers, were you satisfied with the premiere of The Mandalorian?
Oh yeah, I liked it. It was very good. It just keeps getting better and better, and I don't want to spoil anything with this season premiere that just opened up. But I would just say watch it.
A lot of familiar faces, huh?
Yeah, a
Characters.
lot of characters, a lot of. I mean, there are a lot of
Great
people. Yeah,
species.
the bottom line is I'm all for the show, and as long as they don't bring Brie Larson into it, I'm all happy about it.
Um, while we're still on like a Hollywood stuff,
Hmm.
we'll acknowledge the fact that one of the greatest Scottish actors of all time has passed at the age of 90. Mr. Sean Connery, the original Highlander itself, the James Bond everyone loves the most because it was the first one after the Lazenby. Um, he made it to 90. That's pretty amazing. What an amazing career he's had. What an amazing lifetime. And if you recall the SNL sketches with him on there, that the guy that used to do Sean Connery on the Jeopardy,
Hmm.
he's been immortalized in every kind of place, and even in some movies that have been pretty strange. So if you're not familiar with his work, go check out some of Sean Connery's movies and things. It's worth it.
Yeah, make it a Sean Connery night, and yeah, one of my favorite James Bonds, and he definitely has some other movies out there that are definitely interesting. There's that one that I liked where he was in a heist movie, and he was with um, Zeta Jones. I can't think of her full name, but yeah, I think the show was called Entrapment. And but
Oh,
anyway,
he's
that
knighted. I forgot about that.
yeah, but yeah,
Sure, Sean Connery. Yeah.
he'll be missed. But you got anything else on your list?
Yeah. Something I've noticed when I had to reboot twice today is we know Adobe Flash is supposed to be, well, at least it's not going to be supported anymore by any of the major browsers. So even Windows 10 is supposed to do this. I'm looking at an article that says Windows 10 update attempts and fails to remove Adobe Flash forever. So the update that Windows is going to do is only going to remove Flash that's been bundled with Windows 10. So, they're going to try to kill it off, Adobe Flash.
See ya.
And yeah, so the update comes through the Microsoft catalog, and it'll remove the version of Adobe Flash Player, just the player, so you can play stuff through the web. Excuse me, I hit my mic. That comes with Windows 10, and I think it came with a few other versions of Windows back too. So the update's going to remove the Flash Player from your Windows machine. Once this update's installed, it can't be uninstalled. Flash will remain available to use afterwards, depending on your setup. But it seems once you do this update, it won't check to see if Flash has been installed using Adobe standalone installer, meaning if you have ever installed Flash Player manually, it'll still be there. So if you want this thing gone, you're gonna have to go do some extra steps on your own PC to scrub it out.
It's kind of like
No
it's kind of like
and
Microsoft Edge has makes it the default viewer for your Adobe PDFs.
yeah,
It
oh
drives me
gosh.
crazy.
And we both subscribe to Creative Cloud,
Hmm.
and so we have Acrobat DC, which is the full-fledged do anything you can with a PDF. So we don't need, the basic one, and I certainly don't need Edge to open my PDF. So
Speaking of which, were you able to redact that PDF earlier?
yeah, there's a redaction tool in Adobe Acrobat DC, which is very cool, and I'll show that to you later. It's actually on
Hmm.
a thumb drive, and I'll show that to you. But
Cool.
I did also save the unredacted version to my hard drive, so that's very cool. I've just discovered a whole bunch of things I want to learn. Not all of a sudden, but I found actually downloaded and played with Adobe Character Animator, and also downloaded Adobe Animate, two separate applications. And when I was looking at Animate, speaking of Flash, holy cow, Adobe Animate is pretty much just Flash. As I used to try to animate back in 1998, 99, 2000 with Flash,
Hmm.
and just doing tutorials you could find online. And I was doing like animutation stuff. So I had been familiar with the concept of tweening and keyframes and, moving things across the screen. So some of the action script was there, not that I used it. So some of these concepts have been around a long time. And when you're in Flash and you're making a working file, you save it as a .fla. And when you previewed your animation, it was in a SWF file, which is their motion video. Guess what Animate saves in and previews in? FLA and SWFs. But when you go to save and export, you're saving to video like you do from Premiere or just good old GIF.
Hmm.
So you don't actually leave that program in a Flash file, which is interesting. So Flash is not gone. It's hiding inside of Adobe products, but you won't have to export. That's what absolutely. But Animate is the great grandbaby or the grandbaby of Flash, basically. So anything you were going to do in Flash, I guess you could do between Animate, Character Maker, and then I guess After Effects. You use them all together. I mean, there's just some powerful programs that, and of course Photoshop, Illustrator. You could get anything done, and it's my goal. I actually have a goal. I forgot to tell you this. I want to become a digital media specialist, but I've got to know more beyond Photoshop and some of the Illustrator I know. But if I can get this to work, and I'll upload a sample somewhere, and then I'm going to have Spaceboy do it. I was able to download a character puppet, recolor it, add a few things, and bring it into Character Animator. And I don't have a webcam, of course, but it would the mouth would change and follow the audio on my microphone before we started messing with it tonight. So maybe I'll have something to show by next time we do this. But
Well,
it's really exciting
I
because you
guess
were wanting to animate yourself and myself for these little videos.
I guess what we could do is upload it to the cadet site, and that way they can see what's going on, and just content to be
Well,
delivered to.
it'd be like YouTube stuff, and like that clownfish you mentioned, he has like a little animated character that talks while he's speaking.
Well, they kind of bobble up and down, kind of on
Yeah.
their site, but
Well, this will actually track your head motion if you've got a webcam. It will follow your eyeballs and your eyebrows too. So I
uh,
want to do that with you.
all right, Sir Lana. So there we go. A little short, little SBU live, pre-recorded, and I guess we'll just see everybody next week. What do you think?
Yeah, we'll hope for the best.
All right. Well, let's get out here. Get on out of here. Yeah, I'm playing the outro.
Spaceboy Universe is hosted by Spaceboy and Sir Lana. Executive producer is Sir Lana. Associate producer is Lee Ann Cordes. Music production is Spaceboy of SpaceboyMusic.com. Special thanks goes out to Lee Ann K, K28, Dino, Solars Blue Raven, Patrick Sporer, Bob and Beverly N. This has been a Spaceboy Universe production. Support the universe by exploring Spaceboy Universe with Spaceboy and Sir Lana.